up, James, and welcome to On the Line with DJ Insider. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Thanks for joining us. Let's just start off, mate, with a little bit about yourself, where you're living now and where you're from.
I'm living in Altona at the moment in Melbourne. I'm from Leeds originally, in England. Lived in London for a bit, but yeah, grew up in Leeds around the back to basics lot and everything. So yeah, it's quite a good place to grow up.
So we know you for your house music, mate, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get into that, I would like to find out some of your other passions outside of house music.
I'm really into playing piano at the moment. I used to play drums. Just playing a lot of funk style piano, playing a little bit of blues, learning loads of different things about that, finding that really interesting, and just listening to a lot of funk and soul and R&B. So yeah, really into that at the moment.
Funk and soul, mate. So have you got any big inspirations, maybe some funk artists from back in the day that you look to now for samples, etc.?
With samples, I'm looking at a lot of Motown samples, a lot of stuff from like the 60s and 70s. 70s is a massive area. It's obviously been very, very oversampled, but I try and look into, go out of the box a little bit and try and find. I feel like it's more to do with what you do with a sample sometimes rather than what the sample is. So try and be creative with it and make your own thing with it, and do what you can with samples rather than just taking it for what it is and putting it in and doing nothing with it, basically.
Yes, mate, I hear you. What are you working on now, James? Have you got anything new or anything big happening that you'd like to share with us?
I've got a release coming out with someone actually called Olly Davis, believe it or not.
That's right, mate. I like it.
Yeah, it's coming out on Melbourne label House Records. I'm really looking forward to that. I reckon it's one of the strongest tracks I've made so far. And
yeah, mate. Have you been playing it in your sets recently?
Sorry, what's that?
Have you been playing it in your sets recently?
Yeah, I've been getting a really good response, massive response from it, and just loving that sort of jacking 90s house vibe. I don't think it'll ever go out of fashion. Such a cliche word to use with trends and stuff, but I think that sort of sound will never die because it's just quality house music basically, and it's got all the elements there that never really people don't really get tired of, and I want to keep making that sort of music, expanding on it, just trying to create my own style, but always basing it on that sort of sound, really.
Nice one, mate. Is there any other labels you'd like to talk about, like your favourite label, for instance, and why?
One of my favourite labels at the moment is one called Colour Limited, spelled with a K. They're making a lot of like jazzy sort of deep house, disco sort of tracks. They've got a guy on their label called Funky Jaws, and he's just absolutely phenomenal at piano. And he's a big inspiration on why I wanted to start playing that label. They're so consistent. It's like Strictly Rhythm back in the early 90s. You wouldn't have to listen to it to know that it's a good release. You're like, oh, that track from Colour Limited's out on this new EP or this new LP. I'm buying that straight away. You just know it's a great label straight away.
Is that a label you see yourself releasing on in the future?
Sorry?
Is that a label you now see yourself featuring on in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've got a long way to go before I end up getting on a label like that, because it's something that I put up so high. It's like with the very best of the best sort of musicians, and it's just ridiculously high up to me. I think I put it on a pedestal a little bit, but I think that's a good thing, because the higher I try and aim for labels like that, the further it's going to push me a lot quicker, and it's just making me think, wow, I've got a long way to go, but I will get there.
Brilliant, mate. I love your enthusiasm. Let's talk a little bit about tech now, mate. About some of the material that you're using, or some of the hardware or software VSTs you might be using in the studio.
Yeah, I'm using I've recently purchased a new MIDI keyboard. It's a brand new Novation Impulse I've got there behind me.
Nice.
49 key Novation Impulse. Just using. It's got like an automat feature on it. So I actually don't have to assign anything. I just download the driver from the internet, stick that onto Logic, and I use a lot of my automation. It helps with automation and EQing. I don't have to keep opening a lot of different menus and different interfaces and things like that. And it's got an arpeggiator on it. It's got drum pads for like when I'm playing drums, so I'm not smashing the keys about. And it's a really useful piece of kit. It's fairly well priced, and I'm using Logic when I'm using that as well. And I swear by Logic. I think it's the strongest program to use outside of Pro Tools. Whereas I think Pro Tools is a little bit less user friendly, so Logic's probably the best thing I've used so far, really.
Nice one, mate. We'll have to get a taste of that next time.
Yeah.
Going into some of your tips, mate, we would like to hear from you. If I was an aspiring DJ, which I am actually, what would your 3 tips be for me?
Number 1. You gotta just not give up. Be so consistent and have so much drive and passion for it, like you've never had for anything in your life, or you're not going to get anywhere. Because look how many producers and DJs there are at the moment.
Yeah,
it's
mate.
like if it's not the first thing you wake up and think about, and the last thing you think about before you go to bed, then you're doing something wrong, and you're not going to do as well as all these people you're looking up to. And you got to number 2, you've got to realise that you're probably not going to be that good for quite a long time. I hate to say it, but it's true, and you've got to be prepared to be like that. It's the same with anything, really. I don't know, if you're learning like a trade or anything like that, like you can't expect to pick it up in a month or 2. You've got to really work at it for a very long time. Take it seriously. Look into the business side of things as well. And number 3, just remember that basically you're always selling yourself no matter what you're doing. So to the people that you meet, to the people you're sending your tracks to, everything really. Life is sales. That's how I think about it. And if you're not selling yourself properly, then you're probably not going to do very well at it. It's something you really need to work at.
Brilliant, mate. Well, that's showing in your work for sure, because we all know that you're signing to some really good labels at the moment. Can you share a few of them labels with us?
Sorry.
Yeah. Can you share a few of the labels that you're on currently? Some of the labels you've been working towards,
a few of the labels.
Yeah, that you've succeeded to sign to.
Oh yeah. One label I thought I'd never get signed to in a million years, Catwash Records. That's DJ Wild's label, who plays at DC10 every Monday in the summer. Was really surprised to be able to get onto a label like that with the track I did with Gav Whitehouse, called Only One. That's out on Beatport. It's been out since last year. Also, King Street Sounds, who come out of, I think it's Japan. They started in '93. Started a sub-label called Street King. I've got a track coming out. Sorry, I've already got a track out called Wondering that me and Gav Whitehouse did with Emerson Alexander, a really soulful sounding singer who's from Melbourne. Reminds me of all the neo soul singers. Maybe someone you catch at Soulfest, but then he's really into Afro house, soulful house, deep house, and surprisingly, he's really into UK garage as well, which is a bit of a niche market, and didn't expect anyone over here to really know much about that. So that's good to know.
What's your go-to track at the moment? What's working for you in the clubs?
It's actually a track by Max Chapman, who's absolutely smashing at the moment. It's a track called Buzz Out.
Yes.
I think I was on CR2 Records. Came out at the end of last year, and yeah, I don't think there's a set that I haven't played that in, a peak time set that I haven't played that in. It's just an absolute monster.
Banger, mate. James, tell us about your favourite gig or the highlight of your career so far. Is there a gig that you remember as being the best, the highlight so far?
I've played quite a few gigs with quite a few big DJs, but the biggest one I played was when we headlined at this event called Deep and Dance quite recently.
Yes. I had the pleasure of being there.
Absolute ripper of a night. Absolutely loved it. So I went down the week before. That was their opening night. The venue's obviously been going for quite a while, but the back room, it's run by a guy called Gabriel and a group of mates. They've got so much passion for what they're doing, and it just reminds me of being back in Europe again. How passionate and how involved they are with music. It's like people from there have just got some sort of something in them that not many other people in the world have, and the interest in putting on the parties and playing there just made me think, wow, I really want to keep doing this. Sometimes I can lose the passion a little bit, but gigs like that really made me think, wow, this is really good. It's run by people who are genuinely into music, no pretentiousness, just people just going absolutely insane to some good, some proper house music, basically, some good tech house, a little bit of techno thrown in there, and yeah, it's really good honest music, really good crowd, good sound system. It's called Deep and Dance. I think it's called Grizzly now. They've renamed it in the city. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see them guys around for quite some time if they continue throwing them kind of parties. Alright, James, who is your favourite DJ, or should I say, who inspired you into music? Who inspired you to be a DJ?
Kerry Chandler, hands down, without a doubt. He was probably the main reason why I got into producing house music, really. His track Atmospheric Beats. And there's another one. There's quite a few tracks of his. There's countless tracks of his. He plays piano while he's DJing. You know, he sings while he's DJing. You can't touch the guy, and he's a massive influence to me, really. Yeah,
he's a bit of a musical genius, isn't he?
Yeah.
And would he still be one of your favourite DJs today, or who is it? Like right now at this moment, like who are you looking up to, or whose music do you buy the most or love to play in your sets?
I'm sure most people agree with me on this, Dale.
Yes, mate, I can definitely agree with you there. Hey James, it's been brilliant having you on. Thanks for joining us On the Line with DJ Insider. Until next time. Alright buddy, cheers.